The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the November 13th Magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And of course, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 switch, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We get to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to us. At just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in, 877-927-6648. Of course, if you can't dial in, just let your fingers do the walking. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, put radio show question. And, of course, inside the Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Magnificent Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, the Dow trading up 16 points. 23,438. S&P is flat, 2582. NASDAQ 100 up 2 points. We'll call that flat, 6311. Russell's down 3 points. Semis are flat. Transports are flat. We got the volatility index is flat. What isn't flat out here? Well, you've got gold trading up $5, silver up 19 cents. That's a little over 1% to the upside. Priceline, dollar-wise, leader to the upside, $17. $13 for Amazon, Roku up 11, Tesla up 9, Align Technologies up 6, Cooper Companies up 6. To the downside, it's Regeneron Pharmaceuticals off $10 or 2.5%. Granger WW down nearly 4% or $8. Alnylam Pharmaceuticals off 7, Coherent down $6. And AutoZone off 5 as well. So we've got plenty to look at. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. And at the moment, I don't know what that is. But since I just jumped into the seat here, let's just kind of get our bearings on what is it that the markets are doing at 1:09 in the afternoon. Now, first place that I want to go ahead and take a look at is going to be really, in essence, 4 different things out here. I want to see what's going on inside of the advanced decline oscillator readings for the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ Composite, and the Dow. That's the first 3 charts that you see on my screen. If you're watching us on TigerTV from the left-hand side, the S&P is in the right-hand corner. I was looking to Friday's close. But we do have that spot volatility index trading out at 1130. As long as she continues or he continues to trade above 1039, that's a 50-day exponential moving average. The actual message here is that the market is still subject. That's okay. X was the sum of all historical advanced decline oscillator readings. That line you see is red. That tells us that although it doesn't look like it, that's really the message of that indicator out there. So, what does this see on a daily basis, right? We've got to make sure we have time frames in over here. It's really trying to flex their bicep. Doing a great job. There's inflection there. So that is step number 1. Step 2 is, hey, where are these equity futures contracts trading with inside their market profiles from a daily perspective. So if we switch over there, we take a look at the, and what we're going to notice here is kind of cool because this occurred this morning, wasn't out here last night, but we have two brand new profiles that formed. One for the ES, that's the left-hand panel chart. One for the NQ, that's the one next to it. We'll go ahead and expand these charts up on our screen. So what you have is you now have new profile levels. I was probably making a point there when we had those arrows. We're not going to make a point now. And the cool thing here about the ES Mini is we have new reflection levels to take a look at. I don't mean the kind of reflection like mirror, mirror on the wall, but if you did want to say mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the bear, who's the bull? I wish I could come up with something quickly. I can't. Well, what I can tell you, though, is if you're wondering why the futures market, I don't know what time this was because I've been gone since early morning, but if you're wondering why price stopped where it did, well, voila, it's because of the bottom of that new TAS daily box. Now, the actual low of the ES Mini out here so far this morning was 25.70. The top of that box is 25.69. Yes, Vasily, one point was the difference. We got to use these as guidelines out here, but that is my contention as to why price stopped where it did. Now, the box that we're taking a look at, we'll call it slightly structured to the bearish side. What do I mean by that for those of you that are brand new? Now, look, this is easy peasy stuff. All we have to do is we just turn price off. We take a look at the brand new box that we take a look at that formed today, and we can see that the center line, in this case here, cyan colored, closer to the top of the box than it is to the bottom. So this tells us that this pricing area, which by the way is between 25.91, the bottom we talked about, 25.68, that center of the box is the point of control, 25.81. So the snipers and now this box formed, even though it's a bearish structure, this box formed above the prior box. So from a trend standpoint, trend is still to the upside. How does that change? Can it change? Well, the only way that it can change would be a close below the bottom of that box. We've seen tests of the bottoms of boxes. Last time we saw that was on the trading session of, October 25th out here. But we haven't seen a close below the bottom of a box, not since the trading session of August 17th. Yeah, so these are very cool tools now in your possession because you're here with me at the Trader's Edge show. A close below 25.68, well, that could mean something. That could mean short-term change of trend. Otherwise, ain't no change in trend as we speak. So, yes, sellers are in control. But what you and I know is where the support level is. And that's really key out here. At least I believe that that's key. Now, if we take a look at the NQ, we're going to see a brand new box that has formed today as well. And this also, if we turn off price, has a slightly, maybe even a more, slightly bearish structure. Trend-wise, still bullish. Forms above the bottom of last profile versus the bottom of this profile. Higher bottom, top, higher top. So trend-wise, even though sellers are in control of the market, at least that's what Stevie says, we also know where support is. When you break through a level of support, you can't sit there and say, it's time to go downtown. Oh, it's time to go down to your next level of support. The case of the NQ, that's 62.24. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Our first request comes from Tim. Tim writes in, Steve, I'm wondering if this is a good place for TRGP. And that's the screen that you're looking at if you're watching us on TigerTV. You're looking at the three separate panels, daily, weekly, and then monthly on the very right-hand side. This is Targa Resources Corp. This would be for a longer-term hold. Many thanks. Many welcomes. So Tim is asking whether, so when we just take a look at market profiles out here, if we take a look at the daily, well, one of the things that you and I can see, Tim, is that this 4504 level has been a level of resistance. We can see how when that new daily profile formed, bullish structure, left-hand panel, we can see now in this case here, I don't have it colorized, so to speak. I've got the bottom, center, and the top of the box all the same color out here. But you can clearly see, and when we say a box, it doesn't really look like a box because there's no left-hand side and the right-hand side. But you know what I mean when I'm using that expression out here. And so we know 4504 has been a level of resistance. On the daily perspective, and we're seeing price move back today, 680,000 shares. The swing point down here at the lows on October 26th has got 2.9 million shares. So to a certain extent, even though the bar looks big, it's really pulling back with some lightish volume. The weekly, and I'll turn price off on the weekly. It might be easier to see here. Give me a moment. Let me just turn price off. That's the center panel. And one of the things that we can see here is there's a brand new weekly profile. Now, this weekly profile, it's actually a bearish profile, Tim. Bearish profile from the standpoint that the center of the box, which is about 46.90, closer to the top, 48.73, and sellers could have price explore the entire territory, which is only 42.33. Now, the daily profiles are below that level. So what else is it that we can take a look at on the weekly chart? Because if we're gonna, you're making a intermediate term. Or that's what you're looking for as a suggestion out here. Here's what I see on the weekly profile. So from a weekly standpoint, you know, it says, yeah, you could, but should you? Or should you better wait for the 40-20 level? And I'm going to say you should wait. Now, the reason I'm going to say you should wait is as follows, because it's a close call here. and you just decide what type of risk you want to take. The trading session from the week that began June 19th, that is a hammer candle. Now, it's also a swing point, 14.5 million shares. Now, one of the things that you and I can see, Tim, is that this swing point bottom was tested just a month ago, the week that began October 23rd. Now, that was 12.2 million shares going into 14.5. So that was a beautiful test and rejection of that swing point. But you know what? Price is trading lower. We're still trading in. This is the first day of the week. We're still trading into that hammer candle, the top of which is 43.71 out here. I'm going to suggest to you that, hey, this is really just consolidating, in essence, along the bottom. We know where buyers are trying to support this. But let's face it, if buyers can't support this, and this gets below the low of 40.25 out here, you then have an A to B equals CD to the downside. So I just don't see where this has had any kind of explosive move to the upside, right? You had a test a few weeks ago. It hasn't done really a whole lot out here. You don't necessarily have a sign of strength. You got a little bearish, a bullish engulfing candle the week of October 30th. So we really know where the bulls are hanging out, where they're trying to support this. But as I said, should that hammer low get taken out, what you're really looking at is an A to B equals CD to the downside. That gives you a price projection minimum of 27.15. I would say 21.28 might be the area. So at this stage, I would just be patient. If price gets down to 40.20 and you're just itching to pull the trigger, well, as long as it's coming back with lighter volume, less than 2.9 million shares, then go ahead and pull that trigger. But don't let it close below $40.25 on a weekly basis. So, Tim, thanks for writing in. Hopefully that helps you with Targa Resources Corp, ticker symbol TRGP. We'll check the dial out here, see if there's any other requests that have come in on the request line. Of course, that is the email line. I don't see anything. I don't see anything inside of the den. So let's go take a look at what's next up out here. I think we've really covered the equity futures markets from the shorter term perspective, because we were taking a look at the daily, we're taking a look at the advanced decline oscillator readings out there. So I think we pretty much have that nailed with regard to it's really sellers that are in control with this market that's really just moving sideways out here. And support is holding, and we'll use support is holding. We take a look at the ES. So what should we look at next? Let's go take a look at Goldilocks. Because if we don't, somebody's going to go ahead and send an email, and I'll just save those fingers from doing the walking. It's up $4.60. Is that a big deal? Well, I don't know. Let's go take a look. If we take it, it depends on what time frame it is that you're looking at. But if we take a look at the daily and the weekly time periods out here, here's the daily. Nah, no big deal. Just as it was no big deal last week on Friday at around 11 o'clock when there was a big swoosh, Nike swoosh, to the downside out here. And the reason that it wasn't a big deal is it never broke through a level of support. Now, that support being sponsored by TAS Market Profiles out there, 1269.60 is the number. Not until price closes below that is it going to release any information, nor will gold really release any information until it closes above 1287.10? The parameters have been established. It's very simple. So if the question is, hey, Steve-O, what's gold doing? Well, you know the answer. It's just consolidating sideways. It's just trading inside a range. That's all it's doing. And can you make a decision on what it's doing and trading inside the range? No, not really. Because what gold could be doing, as Tom likes to say, building cause to bust out the lows. It is possible. It is very possible. And if it does, if in fact that's what's going on out here, well, then what we'd be taking a look at is an A to B equals CD to the downside. Those price projections now would be 1208.80. 1181.71 would be the numbers we'd take a look at. Can we make that call that that's what gold is doing? I don't think that we can. I don't see it. And really we can't, even if gold busts through 1269.60. Is that a big deal? No. It's not a big deal at all. Why? Because you have to go to that next level of support. And that level of support is really 1261.70. And that's the weekly bottom of the box when we take a look at the gold contract. So the key out here with regard to, hey, what's gold doing? It's just simply trading in a range. Is there anything that's actually broken its uptrend? And you might say, well, what do you mean, Steve-O? Well, I would say you have a clear uptrend here in gold. We'll just go ahead and use that green arrow or that green hornet. There's one trend. Here's a second trend line. Again, we're looking at a weekly chart, and nothing has been broken. But if we did see a close below 1261.70, you can bet your sweet bippy that where price would be headed to would be that trend line from a weekly standpoint in the $1,200 area. At this stage of the game, it's very simple. It's a sideways move, and that's all you can say for Goldilocks. Steve Rhodes, TFNN.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So the next question comes in from Hot Dog. Hot Dog asked, hi, Steve, could you please look at MEDFF? That is RE Leaf Corp out here. Those are the charts that are up on the screen, by the way, in the control room. It looks like everything reset during that breakout there, so you might want to make sure those are posted, because I don't think they are based on another chart that I'm looking at out there. So, Al, if you could go ahead and take care of that, that would be great. And we're looking at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly chart out here. We can see that, in essence, it's a relatively new issue out here. And the question says, I was still in this last week when it took a huge hit, sold at about 1240, was thinking about getting back in on a pullback. Thanks. So the question basically is, where do you get in on this? As I said, this is a Canadian company. And if we take a look at market profiles, just simply because of the limited data that's out here, this would suggest to you that your get back in level would be 969. Between 969 and 1056. I'm going to say ixnay on those market profiles. Just not enough data out here. In essence, it's not that they're not reliable, which they are, but if we take a look at the trend of this, we can put up Stevie's other charts out here, what you're going to see is that actually this morning was the time to get back in on that train out here, that cannabis oil train, which is what this stock, in essence, does out here, when price came down and tested Stevie's red line. Now, that red line was $12.27. Looks like that's exactly where price got down to before it went ahead and bounced, and you're up at 13.30, nearly a buck a Rooney out here. So how valuable is Stevie's red line? Very valuable. Now, here's the other thing as you take a look at this chart. Bounced off of support, and it's still run right into resistance, because if we take a look at the trading session of November 9th, not only was it a bearish engulfing candle, it was also really a key reversal session. Market had been extended, exceeded the high and low of the prior session. You closed in the opposite direction. So that really is your resistance level. That resistance level says, hot dog, that if this closes above 1361, the high of that day from November 9th, this thing will have broken out to the upside, and then you will wish that you had never sold those shares. So where is support on this? It's going to be Stevie's red line until we see otherwise. But where is resistance? You've traded into it for the last couple of days. So now this thing is really just consolidating up at the highs. I don't see any breaks out here. I just see a sideways movement at the highs out here, with likely price wanting to spring forward. And that is MEDFF. Looks like we have a caller on the line, K. Rico from Costa Rica. K. Rico, how you doing today?
Hi, Steve. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. I owe you an apology because I have not read your manuscript yet, but it's on my list, but sorry about that. Are you in Costa Rica? It says, are you calling from Detroit?
Yeah, right now I'm in Florida. It's a weird, something greater than us is speaking to all of us all the time, is how I believe.
Yes.
And I literally was on my way to Costa Rica this week, and everything has changed, and the reasons for that are multiple, but the first one is my mother is sick again, so I have to run to Michigan. And last night there was 2 major earthquakes in the world, one in Iraq on the Iraq-Iran border, and the second one was a massive earthquake in Costa Rica off the coast of Jaco.
Wow. Now, how would that have impacted you in Costa Rica?
Oh, yeah. My buddy that lives just a block from me in San Jose, he literally was shook off of his couch watching his home team, New England Patriots, last night, watching the football game.
Really?
And his building was
okay?
swaying, and it made him very nervous.
Yeah.
And I remember the day many years ago I talked to you and Tom when I was in an earthquake, an hour after the earthquake, and the dust was still falling off of the building I was sitting in.
Well, interesting you bring up earthquakes. I know that is really one of your bailiwicks out there. I happened to be out in California last week. The closest thing I've come to being in an earthquake was one that was in California, and we felt it slightly in Las Vegas at the time. But I was just suggesting to myself, hey, I really don't want to go through one of those, because I think it'd be a little unnerving. And you drive through the streets of San Francisco where you got just hills everywhere and, buildings on top of each other. Yeah, I prefer to pass on that experience. But Anyways, you called to talk about DTE. That's a energy company out of Michigan, and
That's
you're
our
never
energy company.
Yeah. You are never going to sell this, are you?
I know. Well, there comes a point where you could use some of the money.
Okay. Well, that's a different thing. Well, one of the things that we can take a look at in DTE, folks, if you're watching us on Tiger TV on a daily basis, one of the things that Tom's always taught us is to take a look at what's going on up at the swing points from a volume standpoint. And the swing point that first stands out to me that I'm looking at September 11th, 441,000 shares. The next time up here was on October 23rd and 1.2 million shares. Now, it didn't bust out the highs, but because it didn't take out the highs and was moving into those highs with volume, said that price would be back up there. Well, today is the day for it to be back up there. And this is busting through that September 11th swing point with volume. And if it closes over the high of 113.71, well, you don't want to sell today because it looks like you would have another A to B equals CD to the upside, giving you price projections maybe not that much higher. 115.73 would be the 1-to-1, but I would say it's more likely headed to 118.32 or something like that. So you like the action today. Even if it doesn't close above 113.71, you will not have a failure on price. You'll have a failure on price, but not on volume. It says price would be right back up there. And any retracement ought to find support at 109.97. That's kind of the action on the daily basis out there. But how else is it that I can assist you with taking a look at this chart?
This stock is performing pretty darn amazing compared to General Electric, who just cut their dividend a whole bunch, where Detroit Edison last week, I was just reading it, just kind of nonchalantly checking things out, they are actually raising their dividend payouts, and couldn't be happier.
Hey, it's nice when you have cash flow. That's for sure. It's nice when you have cash flow, or it's also nice when you are paying taxes. So in the case of General Electric, they had neither. Even though they do have a good amount of cash overseas, and I wish I had that spreadsheet at my fingertips. I don't. But in the case of, I know they've got a good amount of cash overseas. The problem is, if you take a look at their income statement, they pay hardly anything in taxes. And they didn't have enough cash flow to take care of the existing dividends. So the two companies aren't even close to each other. This is a great looking stock chart. No doubt about it. And I know you're in at just pennies. So you're trading at it's trading at 113.91 right now. Hold on to this sucker.
Yeah, very blessed. And the dividends go back into new stocks, into the
reinvested. Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, K. Rico, good speaking to you. I see we're going to a hard break. Anything else I can do for you?
No, I'll be sending out an email to you. I'll explain everything, but God bless you.
Right.
Take care.
We're sending white light out to your mom. Have a safe trip up to
you.
Detroit. Look forward to talking to you soon. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. The Taz Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the Taz Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Taz Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the Taz Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 22, S&P's up a couple. NASDAQ 100 is up 7 points. John writes in and says, hi, Steve. What do you see for Bank of America? BAC is a ticker symbol, folks. How far down before going up? Well, John, let's go take a look at that. And we'll look at do the same thing. We'll just start here initially with the 3 time frame charts that are going to provide us with our levels of support per the TAS market profiles. And so one of the things that we can see is that on a daily basis, a couple days ago, 4 days ago, which, by the way, that looks like a hammer candle to me out there. But nonetheless, 4 trading sessions ago, we did see a close below the bottom of the box. Now, support really kind of came back to a level of support because there was a breakout. Right? Gaps are your friends out here, and they're great at providing us with information because gaps should be tested and should hold. That would have been the 2658 level. Now, this broke out with volume of 83 million shares, was pulling back with 83 million shares. You like to see price come back to support on lighter volume. Can't say that the same volume is lighter. The very next trading session, when it formed that little doji candle, was 95 million. So, you know, you're starting to break down, as your email here says. So what we know on a daily basis is we are below support. Where's really the next level of support that I see on a daily basis in Bank of America? It'd have to be the candle session from October 13th, 104 million shares. And that price range out here is going to be at the highs 26 even Steven and lows 25.12. So that becomes the low so far today has been 26.14. And volume is 34 million shares. So you're pulling back into another bullish candlestick out here with what looks like lighter volume. Haven't touched it yet. You got to wait to see what happens as price gets into that candle session. So that's the first place that I would be looking. Where's the second place? Well, from a weekly chart perspective, this just provided you with some nice information, a brand new weekly profile. Let me go ahead and turn price off. That way you'll be able to clearly see the numbers. You'll be able to jot them down on a pad of paper or what have you. But see, this is both from a trend standpoint, still bullish. Brand new box forms above the prior box. But what we can see here is that center of the box is closer to the bottom. It's 25.48 compared to 24.77 versus the top of the box at 26.55. So really good support on this. I don't remember what I told you on the daily. You probably jotted those numbers down. But if we were just going to make decisions based upon the weekly box out here, you and I would say 24.77 to 25.48 should be support. Now, your question wasn't, hey, where should you get in? Perhaps it was because you are actually inside of this equity and you just want to know how far down is it going before it can go up. So in answering that question, I'd say 24.77 would be the number that I would be looking at, because we are now trading inside of that box. Different story if it moves above this week, above 26.55. But as long as it stays within inside this box, it may be that sellers want to explore that entire price area. From a monthly perspective, 24.70 is the top of the monthly box. So now 24.70, 24.77, that all makes a lot of sense to me. And that is on Bank of America, BAC being the ticker symbol. Thanks so much for writing in. Hopefully that assists you with that trade. Do I have anything else? I don't see anything, and it is quiet inside the Tiger's Den out there, so I don't have any other requests that I see. So what do we want to take a look at out here? What do we want to take a look at? Let's look at some individual stocks until I get some requests out here. Let's look at what's moving to the downside, try to get a feel for what's going on inside of Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, off 11 buckaroonies out here. Looks like a trend line. Looks like I was trying to draw a trend line. Looks like we will draw a trend line out here this time, because it looks like it's traded back to, or is testing, or is just slightly below its trend line. We'll use the green arrow. This is a daily chart, and I'm using the candle session from November 4th. And then, yeah, so it's really traded right into that trend line as we speak right now. Will price hold here? I don't know. We take a look at Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. Let's do this too. Let's come over and look at our 3 time frame charts out here. Let's get a feel for what messages those are giving to you and I. REGN being the ticker symbol. And let's see where we're at in perspective intermediate term wise. Hey, so Regeneron Pharmaceuticals below the daily box that formed here 2, 4, 5 trading sessions ago. You're below it now. You're below weekly box. Let's see. Do we have a confirmed A to B equals CD to the downside inside of Regeneron? Well, let's go take a look at it. And how we would determine that would be, we'd first get rid of the A to B equals CD to the upside, but we'd be looking at our swing point. That's that little doji weekly candle from the week that began September 18th. Volume there, 3.2 million shares. When price passed that, it was with accelerated, it was with wide price spread is what I should say. Was it accelerated volume? 4.4 million shares versus 3.2. So Regeneron Pharmaceuticals on a weekly basis has a confirmed A to B equals CD to the downside. Now this is the larger one, but this is the one that my eyes are attracted to, and that's 359.92 all the way down to 328.07. And that is Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. That's looking at the intermediate term time frame charts, that being the weekly. What else do we want to go take a look out here? Let's go look at some things continuing to move to the downside. Let's go with Grainger Worldwide, GWW. Again, we'll do the same thing. We'll put up the 3 time frame charts out here, see what they have to say. And while that is popping up, I'm going to come over to my other charting system, just see if there's anything that pops out at me. What pops out at me here on Grainger today is that prices moved right back into the bottom of a market profile. So that could be or should be a level of support. Now, that was a bearish profile. This profile formed on a trading session of October 23rd. You can see how the snipers were able to go ahead and take charge anytime that price got up to the top of that box, 209.02. You're not going to worry that it got just slightly above it. It's really at the end of the day. You know, I hate saying end of the day, but in this case here in charting, it all matters based on what happens at the end of the day. We never saw a close. I can't say never. I could say almost never, because there was a slight close above that daily box on October 23rd. But then you had the bears show up. They were ready to go ahead and take charge, which they did. They threw price down to the bottom of the box, 194.83. That's about where you're trading right now. That is support. Is it going to break through this? I don't know. Volume is 728,000 shares versus the breakout of 6 million shares. So this is just consolidating sideways as well. Even if this pulls back to 186.43 or to the 182.94, and it does it with light volume. I don't see a real big problem out here. In fact, I don't see any problem when we take a look at Granger worldwide. That's on the daily basis. On the monthly time frame, hey, as Lee Corso might say, not so fast. I got to take a swig of water here. There we go. Thanks for that. Now, with regard to the weekly, or the monthly, and we are in the month, but I don't know how this month is going to end for Granger Worldwide. But if it did close below the price level out here of 196.60, well, then you could see price pull back to 165.40. But we don't know if that's the case out here. And then, did this cross a monthly swing point with volume? I'm referring to January 2016, 18 million shares, and price got below that with 21 million shares. It most certainly did. I hear the sound in my ears. That means we're going to be going into the last session session of the show in just a few moments. Steve?
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back. Dow's up 25 right now. S&P up room 222. That brings back some memories. NASDAQ 100 up 7 points. The Russell 2000 off a point. So let's just kind of summarize what it is we know about the markets. According to the advanced decline indicator that we like to use, one of them that we like to use, it is sellers that are in control. Now, sellers have been in control of the New York Stock Exchange since the date of at least October 17th. We're at November 13th out here. Not a lot of damage since sellers took control inside the New York Stock Exchange. But the markets, in essence, have moved somewhat sideways-ish. Inside the NASDAQ composite, sellers were in control. They were getting their butts handed to them. But in essence, sellers have been in control since about October the 12th. Price is well above that closing session out here. Nonetheless, sellers appear to be in control of the market. So it says you got to be cautious. We're looking at daily time frames out here. I'm not talking to you who have 401ks and are worrying about anything out here. Don't worry. The markets want to continue to move higher. Now, we have the spot volatility index. That is above 1038. As long as that happens, that says, hey, on a daily basis, another element that says we could still see some more pullback out here. I haven't talked about the Russell 2000. For those of you that believe the Russell 2000 might be a leading indicator because it's weak out here, well, the bulls continue to tell us where they're hanging out. Now, today's candle session is not over. Looks a little doji-ish, could easily complete the session as a hammer candle out here. There was a hammer candle, daily chart is what we're looking at, that formed right back here on November 8th. I suggest to you that that's an important session. Number one, we know where it is that buyers, or we'll call them bulls in this case here, believe that there was value inside the Russell 2000, where they wanted to go ahead and begin taking a position or another position or being able to identify support out here. That has been tested and rejected now 1, 2, 3 days in a row. Watch that low, 1469.34. Stay tuned, folks. Your favorite polar bear of mine, David White's up next. Tom O'Brien from 3 to 5. I'll see you on Terrific Tuesday.
Larry Pesavento and John Jameson are teaming up for a live hour-long webinar Wednesday, November 15th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, titled The Hidden Secrets Behind Trading and Investing in Cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are some of the most volatile trading markets in the world right now, and this is a webinar that you will not want to miss. In this live 60-minute webinar, John and Larry will discuss a variety of topics, including where cryptocurrencies trade and how to get started, how to recognize supply and demand in cryptocurrencies, and the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and why knowing this one piece of information puts you in the top 1% of cryptocurrency traders, as well as many more topics. Visit the front page of TFNN.com for all the information and to sign up today for Fibonacci 24/7, and we'll see you Wednesday, November 15th for the hidden secrets behind trading and investing in cryptocurrencies.